Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to take a look today at just how level my stock 2021 two-wheel drive F-150 STX crew cab is. Everybody's always talking about leveling these trucks, and I'm going to do the same with a 2-inch block up front, but wanted to just use a couple of simple tools here to take a look at what exactly is level when people talk about it. So first we'll start with the tape measure. And we'll take a look at ground to fender measurements. So right here in the back, you can see we are just at 40 inches. If we take that over to the front. Sorry, it's a little windy here today. You can see we are at about 36 3/4. So pretty significant difference. Let's see, I backed up a little too far to do a bumper measurement in the back, but we can take a look at the front here. If we measure, let's just go from the ground to where the paint starts, we are at about 21 3/4, 21 1/2 or so. Alright, so there's our baseline measurements. But now, let's go ahead and slap a level. So here we can see right above the rear wheel well. So that's our baseline measurement. If we take a look along the window trim, about the same there. Same if we bring it over to the front. And if we take a look on the running boards there. So every measurement indicates some definite forward rake, which is no surprise just looking at the truck overall. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that level put on, and then we'll do another video. Alright, so here's the leveling kit that I went with. It's the MotoFab 2-inch leveling kit. I specifically went 2 inches because I'd like to have a little bit of rake for the minimal amount of towing that I do, and I think it looks good with just a little bit. Plus I don't want to put too much stress on my front suspension components and wear them out earlier than necessary by going 2.5 or 3 inches. So here we have our hardware. A couple of cards. This one here lets you know that the spacer thickness and lift mount is not a 1-to-1 ratio. So even though this is a 2-inch front level, these spacers are about 1 3/8 inch thick. But when they're on the truck, you should get 2 inches of lift from the front. And then there we have our directions. I am not going to be doing this myself. I'm just going to pay a shop to do it. So I'll report back once it's on. Alright, so got the level installed, and it's had a few days to settle a bit. So let's go ahead and take our measurements again and see how we leveled up. We start in the back. Before we were at 40. I don't expect this to have really changed much. So, yep, back is the same. Now let's go to the front. So before we were at 36 3/4 in the front. So now we are at about 38 1/4. So we didn't quite get a full 2 inches there. Now, in front, we were about 21.5 inches from the ground to where the paint starts. So here we're at right about 23.5. So we did get a full 2 inches at the front lift. Not quite a full 2 inches from the ground to fender measurement. So let's take a look and see how we leveled off. So we're still leaning quite a bit there. And there. And there. And maybe not quite as much as we were before on the running board. So we've definitely still got a little bit of rake, which is the look that I was going for. But it's much more level than it was before. Before it was just kind of ridiculous looking, but now I think it looks like it should look from the factory. So don't forget to like and subscribe for more random stuff. And if you've got any questions, go ahead and hit me up in the comments.